we're the Baking Bros. This is our second video since we've returned, and it's a good one for you today. Today we're making spaghetti and meatballs, but not just any spaghetti and meatballs, homemade spaghetti and meatballs. Yeah. Thank you for all your support on the last video, and I hope you enjoy this video as well. So, before we start, everyone has washed their hands this time, haven't they, Alice?
I have!
And let me take you through the ingredients. First we have 500 grams of beef. We have some Parmesan cheese. We have an egg. We have 4 cloves of garlic that are crushed. We have a bay leaf and some 1 teaspoon of oregano.
We have sugar.
We're going to use half a teaspoon of sugar. We have 3 heaped tablespoons of breadcrumbs. 1 onion that has been cut up. A bottle of passata. Some tomato puree. And some salt. Now, before we start, we're going to preheat the oven to 190 degrees Celsius. So it can be nice and warm when we want to put our meatballs into the oven. Now, you may be thinking, but you can just fry up meatballs. We think it's a lot healthier and nicer if you cook them in the oven, if you bake them in the oven, rather than fry them up. So to begin, we are going to put some oil into this pan.
I won't do it this time.
And then put it on the heat.
No, I wanted to put on the heat. What?
And after that, we're going to put in the all the onions and the garlic, so that we can make them into a nice sort of softened state. So when we put them into the meatballs, they're nice and soft.
Yes.
So we will wait for the oil to heat up, and then we'll come back to you.
Yeah.
So now that the oil is heated up, we're going to put in our onions.
Ooh, that scares me.
And put in the garlic. And we're going to stir it around until it's nice and soft.
Yeah.
Now that the onions are nice and soft, we're going to move them. We turn off the heat and move them over to a different stovetop, so they can cool down. Once they've cooled down a little bit, we're going to move them into this bowl here. Now we're not going to move all of them into the bowl because we're going to use some of them for the sauce, for the meatballs, so to make it really nice. So let's move this into this bowl here. We'll put some in. And then we'll leave the rest for the sauce. Now, into the bowl of beef, we're going to add eggs, breadcrumbs, salt, Parmesan cheese, onions and garlic. Luca, you go get the egg and I'll get you on stool so you can crack it.
Okay. Make sure you don't drop the egg, okay?
So now Luca's going to crack the egg into the bowl of beef.
That's good. That's good. No, the other way, yeah? Good. Good. Soft. Yes.
Well done,
very
Luca.
nice.
Now do you want to go wash your hands?
Okay.
Now, we're going to get the breadcrumbs, our 3 tablespoons of breadcrumbs, and pour them in to our mixture.
3
tablespoons. Heat tablespoons, yes. Then we're going to get some salt, and we're going to put in a few teaspoons of salt. There is a teaspoon somewhere. I'll go get a teaspoon. So we'll just put in a bit of salt.
How much?
Just a couple teaspoons.
Cheese too.
And then Luca wants to pour in the Parmesan cheese, but Noah hasn't had a go at doing anything yet. So
you
Noah,
can
do you want
do
to pour this in?
mushroom. This? Wait, no, do a mushroom. Into here? Wait. Yes, into here.
Into there.
Aaron? Can I do them?
And Ellis, do you want to pour in the onions and garlic?
Okay. All of it. What?
Okay, now I'm going to mix them together. Not using this spoon.
I smell pasta.
Now guys, move out the way.
I smell pasta.
I'm going to use this wooden spoon. This was a bit long. I'll use this wooden spoon and mix them all together. Okay. Now that we're done mixing the beef, we're going to put some oil onto the baking tray so that the beef doesn't stick to it. So we're going to pour a bit of oil on. And then maybe I poured a bit too much oil there. And then we're gonna mix it around with this, like spread it out nicely so we have a nice layer of oil. It's like you're painting. Now that the baking tray is nice and oiled up, we're going to get our beef that we have mixed and we're going to make it into small spheres in our hands, and then we're going to place it onto the baking tray, ready to go into the oven. We're all going to do it.
But it will get unstuck.
No, I made this before now.
Now that we've rolled the beef into balls, we can put them into the oven for 15 minutes. And we'll set the timer.
For 15 minutes.
Now the timer's set, we're going to get started on making our sauce for our pasta meatballs. To start with the sauce, first we're going to turn the heat on. And we already have the onion and garlic from earlier in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 teaspoons of tomato puree.
Can I do it?
Ellis, do you want to do that?
No, I don't want to do it.
Next, we add this whole bottle of passata into the sauce. No, you want to do that?
Yes, please. So the whole book.
The whole bottle.
Okay. No, I want to do it. That looks like pea. Oh no, I mean it sounds like pea.
If your pea looks like that, then I'd be worried.
No, it sounds.
So we're going to add a bit of water.
Why mix it? Aaron said I could. We could do this. Okay.
We're adding a bit of water to the remaining passata. Then we're going to shake it up a bit so that we can get all the passata in, and we're going to pour in the rest of the passata. Now I'm going to add a bit of salt.
Can I do also and mix in?
Just add a bit of salt in.
That's
And now, Luca, do you want to mix it for us?
okay, yeah, sure.
You're going to have to move the stool, Luca.
Oh, Luca, hold it with your left hand. Stir with your right hand.
Now that the sauce has been mixed, we're going to put on the lid and put it on a low heat while the meatballs are cooking. Now that the meatballs are done, we're going to take them out the oven, and then we're going to put them into the sauce. Look at those meatballs. They look so good. Now,
again.
we're going to get a spatula.
Okay, it didn't. SpongeBob spatula.
And we're going to put the meatballs into the sauce.
Oof. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Nano.
Now, we're going to mix the meatballs into the sauce and leave it there for a bit to suck up some of the nice taste and some nice moisture.
Yeah, and those meatballs.
So, while we're waiting, you cook your spaghetti. Now, you cook your spaghetti, you follow the packet instructions on the spaghetti. We're going to do that, and when it's all finished, we'll show you the finished product. So it's now finished, and we have our nice bowl of spaghetti and meatballs. Look at that. It looks great. The meatballs look lovely. Spaghetti is perfectly cooked. Now, dig in, boys.
Ah!